Well, hey there, and again, thank you for joining me at Tesla Northwest and EV. You are joining me where? At Chukanut Manor on beautiful scenic Highway 11. I just took FSD version 11.3.6 in my 2022 Model Y Performance Amos through some tight curves, narrow lanes, and just generally a difficult road for FSD to handle. And it has done it well in the past on the last version 69.25.2. But on this version, boy, it didn't do so well. So join me on the flip side and see a couple of the problems that it had. And we'll be testing this further as new updates come. Because like I said, it used to be able to handle Chukanut Drive, and now, no bueno. So thanks for joining me at Tesla Northwest and EVs, and I'll catch you on the flip side. All right, hey, welcome back. So we are cruising on scenic Highway 11, known as Chukanut Drive. We're heading south to Skagit County. I got Chukanut Manor, which is a restaurant at the end of this drive, entered as my destination. And we're just gonna see how full self-driving version 11.3.6 does on this narrow, windy, weird, old scenic highway. So join me as we roll through here. We could run into pedestrians, bicyclists. There are tons of curves, very narrow sections. It's just a kind of a crappy road. I mean, it's a beautiful drive, but it's not a great road necessarily to drive on all the time. And we've got a couple pickup trucks in front of us, so we're probably not going to really rip through here either. Not that you should, but it's kind of fun because it is so many curves to go through here at least the speed limit, if not a little higher. I don't think we're going to be so lucky. So we're going to roll on and see how things do. We'll have some beautiful views that will probably pop up from time to time. Who knows what we might run into. There is all kinds of different things on this route. A lot of shadows, elevation changes that kind of weirded out. Lots of sharp turns and corners. And very narrow spots, so we'll see how the car reacts. And I'm going to be watching it pretty close because it's done some weird stuff. If you watched the last video I made getting over here, I shot the trip through downtown Bellingham. That was a weird little phantom brake. It struggled through downtown Bellingham, like really bad. So that was a drive it used to be able to manage pretty well, and it just screwed it up royally. What did it do, you ask? Well, it blew a stop sign. It tried to dive into some parked cars, or at least into the right, to go to the right where there were a bunch of parked cars. Was using its blinkers at weird times, trying to move around in lanes it didn't need to. So it was just not a good drive. Normally I would pass these guys, and that's just because the speed limit's 40 through here, not 36. Yeah, looks like a little construction, somebody on a bicycle. You can see there's practically no shoulder. And there's a little bit, but not a lot to work with. And we got a car up here on the right. Let's see what the car does with it. It can see it, obviously, so that's good. Yeah, and we're just going to roll through here at exactly the speed limit now. Okay, well, I mean, that's legal. Yay, we're in Skagit County. We've got another car up here on the right. Let's see what the car does. Didn't even care. Very good. So far, so good. We're handling these corners better than these trucks. And we can see very close barrier. And one thing we don't see is the ultrasonics registering. So I wonder if they're turned off now. Okay, good. We lost one slow poke. Now we'll follow our buddy in this truck and we'll see how Amos does. Because he looks like he's going to haul butt a little bit. And that's what we want to see, how it does at speed. Okay, good. We're holding the lanes nicely. Now we're going to come into some curves. Yeah, very good. Okay, hit the brakes there so it could maintain between the lanes. We've got somebody on a bicycle here on the left. Let's see if it freaks out. Okay, nope. Keeping it in between the lanes, keeping it at the speed we got it set at, not hitting anything. Very good. Look how close these things are. And again, the ultrasonics aren't showing that they're registering anything, so I wonder if they've been turned off. Woo! That one was tight. Car didn't care for that too much, but we didn't hit nothing. Well done, well done. Hopefully the camera's not jiggling too much. It's on a long mount, so that's why it wiggles sometimes. Surprised we haven't run into anybody on motorcycles. This is a beautiful route on a motorcycle. Okay, hitting the brakes way too hard. That was dumb. Okay, car got freaked out and it slammed on the brakes. Nobody was behind me. It did not do that with the older version of FSD, 10.69. Ooh, don't get too close to that car. So that was a bad behavior. And definitely glad no one was behind me, because that would have probably resulted in a little rear end job. Let's see if it does it again. We've got traffic that's going to be close. Yep, it gets freaked out. It gets freaked out, and it didn't do that it didn't do that before. So it's very timid with narrow lanes. Very timid with narrow lanes. All right, and we're speeding back up again, going through these corners. Here's another car. Let's see what it does. Pinched the brakes, but then it didn't slam on them, so it felt like it must have had enough lane there. This is another good test route, and it's one that I will run with each update. So we'll do into Fairhaven from BTC, and then we'll do Fairhaven, Chukanut Drive to Chukanut Manor. Because now we're seeing this has definitely got some regression. Definitely some regression, and I'm nervous because if it sideswipes something, well, shit, I'm responsible. So, don't hit this damn barrier. Okay, wiggling through here. Nicely done. It's definitely trying hard to stay between the lines, which is good, but I mean, humans would not. Okay, that van didn't bother it. I'm actually shocked these people are doing the speed limit. Normally I get stuck behind people doing about 35 through here. So this is a nice change of pace. A nice comfortable speed. It's probably, you can probably do about 50, 55 through here pretty comfortably. And then I've had a few situations where I've been playing with somebody in a Porsche and we were going faster than that. And Amos here held his own. The Porsche got tired. Because it is exhausting to drive that fast through here, because you really got to pay attention. We got a bicyclist up here. Let's see what the car does. These people are really getting on their brakes for the corner and the bicyclist. Let's see if Amos will take a chance and go around once these people do. I'm guessing we're going to get stuck behind him and I'm going to have to intervene, but we're going to find out here in just a minute. We got a hard corner. I'm going to drop down past Taylor's Shellfish and then go up a hill. So we're going to see what happens. Okay, go around the bicyclist. We can all go around the bicyclist. Ooh, this van's hanging out a little bit. Let's see what Amos does here. Good. And we're going to get around this corner. That bridge was built in 1924. Okay, let's see what Amos does here. So, approaching him very cautiously, not even showing that he wants to go around. And we're just sitting here. I'm intervening to go around. Amos was stuck behind a bicyclist and I had to take over. Okay, so there we had an intervention because of somebody on a bike. And that's, I mean, there should be no reason for that. The car should have, smart car, the car, God, I wasn't in self-driving, just cruise control. Sorry. The car should have Should have went around that guy. Okay, now we've got shadowing on these really close barriers. Let's see how we do managing to avoid that. So, an intervention for a bicyclist and a really hard brake a couple times. Ooh, let's slow down through here. I don't want to rip through here. These people could pop out of the restaurant. A really hard brake for a narrow lane. And okay, we made it past all these cars. We're almost down off of Chukanut, and we're just about going to call this not a success, but a test anyway. At least we got this test made. So a little bit disappointed. It should have done better. Should have done much better. But instead, we ended up with kind of a crappy little drive. I mean, it made it, but I didn't have to intervene for that bicyclist, but we would have been there forever. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Testing FSD version 11.3.6 on Chukanut Drive, Scenic Highway 11 in Washington State. I'll catch you on the flip side, and hit that like and subscribe at Tesla Northwest and EVs.